There is a single vibration, a sound so ancient, so pure, that it holds within it the secret of your existence and the key to the entire universe. That sound is Om. It is not merely a chant repeated in temples, nor a symbol painted on sacred walls. Om is the mathematical code of creation, the living vibration from which every atom, every thought, and every life form emerges. The great rishis declared that if a man understands the true essence of this one syllable, he needs no other scripture. For within Om lies the wisdom of the Vedas, the truth of the Upanishads, and the realization of the Bhagavad Gita itself. Paramahansa Yogananda said, Om is the creative word, the vibration of the cosmic motor, the witness of all creation. To meditate upon it is to enter the very heart of God's consciousness. So today, let us explore this sacred sound, not intellectually, but as a living experience. Because in understanding Om, you begin to understand the framework of your own being, the layers of your consciousness, and the rhythm by which the cosmos breathes. The Mandukya Upanishad, the most concise and mystical of all Upanishads, begins with a verse that reveals the entire secret of existence. Om, this syllable is all that exists. Past, present, and future are Om. And that which transcends time itself is also Om. Think of Om as a seed, the smallest sound containing infinite life. Hidden inside it are all the mysteries of creation, sustenance, and dissolution. Now, the sages tell us that Om represents Brahman, the infinite consciousness. Though it is one sound, it contains three distinct vibrations, A, U, and M. Together, they form the sacred triad through which reality expresses itself. Each vibration corresponds not only to a sound, but to a state of your own awareness. A symbolizes the waking state, Jagrat Avastha. U symbolizes the dream state, Swapna Avastha. M symbolizes the deep sleep state, Sushupti Avastha. And beyond these three lies a fourth, Turiya, the silent consciousness that witnesses all three. Now let us bring this truth close to our own lives. Every morning you awaken, you move, think, act, and feel. This is the waking state where consciousness is most outward, identified with the body and the world. Here you are the doer, the one who works, speaks, and interacts. When night falls, you close your eyes and begin to dream. Your surroundings, your form, even your identity may change, yet you continue to experience yourself as a separate being. This is the dream state, where the mind becomes the creator. The universe you see there is made of thought, not matter, and then even that dissolves. You enter a darkness where nothing remains, no body, no identity, no thought, no dream. This is deep sleep, Sushupti, the state of perfect rest. You are not aware of joy or sorrow, gain or loss, yet when you wake, you say, I slept well. Who was it that knew that peace? This is where the mystery begins to unfold. The one who witnesses waking, dreaming, and sleeping, who never sleeps, who never dreams, who only watches, is your true self. In Om, these states are symbolically encoded: A for waking, U for dreaming, M for deep sleep, and the silence that follows the chanting of Om, that still, unbroken awareness, is the Turiya, the self beyond all states. As Yogananda explained, when you chant Om deeply, you begin to feel that you are not the body nor the mind, but the vast stillness behind them. Every day you pass through all three states, but rarely do you pause to realize that something constant flows through them all. That constant presence is consciousness, unchanging, eternal, the same spark that animates the stars and resides within you. Every day, without realizing it, you pass through 3 gateways of existence: waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. These are not ordinary states. They are doorways through which the soul experiences itself in different degrees of awareness. Right now, as you listen, you are in the waking state, the Jagrat Avastha. Here, consciousness flows outward. The senses are open, the mind is alert, and you engage with the material world. But if we examine this experience carefully, we discover something deeper about who we really are. Yogananda often said, "The ordinary man identifies himself with the body. The wise man knows himself as the consciousness that perceives the body." Let us use this understanding to explore the 4 aspects that are active within each state: the body, the mind, the ego, your sense of I, and consciousness itself. 1. The waking state, Jagrat Avastha. In this state, all 4 aspects are active. Your body is awake. You can move, speak, act, and perceive through the senses. Your mind is awake. It thinks, reasons, plans, and interprets. Your ego is awake. It says, "I am this person. I am doing this work. I have this name." And behind it all, consciousness, the silent witness, enables these 3 to function. When you respond to your name, it is not the sound alone that calls you. It is the identification with your personality that responds. This identification with the body and mind is the veil that hides the deeper self. In the waking world, we are like actors on a stage, fully absorbed in the play, forgetting for a while that we are the soul behind the costume. 2. The dream state, Swapna Avastha. Now imagine you fall asleep. Your body rests on the bed, motionless, unaware of the room or the world. Yet another world opens within you, a dream world made of thought, light, and emotion. Here, your physical body is inactive. It lies still. But your subtle body, woven of mind and energy, awakens. You run, cry, laugh, and travel without moving an inch in the physical world. The mind becomes the creator, projecting its own universe. The ego remains present, though it may take on a different form. You still say, "I," inside the dream. You still fear danger, desire pleasure, or feel affection. And consciousness, though dimmed, continues to shine. For without consciousness, even the dream could not exist. The Upanishads remind us, in dream, the mind creates a world of its own. It becomes both the actor and the witness. Thus, the dream state reveals a profound truth. The worlds we inhabit are not external. They arise from consciousness itself. The dream shows us, in miniature, how the waking world, too, is but a projection of the cosmic mind. 3. The deep sleep state, Sushupti Avastha. This state is mysterious, subtle, and sacred. When the dream fades, you enter an ocean of stillness, where there is no image, no sound, no I. Everything dissolves into an unbroken darkness, not the darkness of ignorance, but of rest, of peace. Here, the body is inactive, the mind is silent, and the ego disappears. Yet something remains, pure consciousness without an object, without awareness of this or that. When you wake up, you say, "I slept well." Who is it that knew the peace of deep sleep? It is that same witnessing awareness which was present when you were awake and when you dreamed. This is the eternal self, the soul that never sleeps. Yogananda explained, in deep sleep, the soul withdraws from the senses and mind into the inner chamber of spirit, tasting unconsciously the peace of God. But the saint and the yogi learn to taste that peace consciously while awake. So far, we see that in the waking and dream states, the body and mind dance under the light of awareness. But in deep sleep, all movement ceases, and only the light itself remains. Each morning, you move from deep sleep to dream to waking. But through all these transitions, one thing never changes: the consciousness that witnesses them. That witnessing awareness is your true self. The body, mind, and ego are merely its temporary garments. In the next part, we will explore what lies beyond even these three states. The fourth state the sages called Turiya, the state of divine consciousness, where the soul realizes, I am that. In deep sleep, you experience something astonishing: total blankness, a state where all outer and inner movement stops. The body is inactive, the mind silent, and the ego dissolved into its seed form. When the Mandukya Upanishad speaks of this state, it calls it Sushupti Avastha, the womb of silence, where creation sleeps within itself. Here there are no thoughts, no sensations, no dreams. Yet when you wake, you say, I slept well. That statement itself is proof that something, some silent witness, was present even there. Yogananda explained this beautifully. In deep sleep, the soul rests in spirit, unconsciously. The saint experiences that same rest consciously in meditation. Let us understand it through the four inner instruments again. Body inactive, completely at rest. Mind dissolved, no thought, no image, no emotion. Ego reduced to its seed form. It is not gone, but asleep, folded within ignorance. When you awaken, you say, I slept, showing that the I was not destroyed, but dormant. Consciousness this alone remains, though there is no object for it to illumine. In Vedanta, this is a key revelation. Consciousness never ceases. It appears absent only because there is nothing for it to reflect. Just as the sun is unseen when clouds cover it, consciousness remains even when thoughts and perceptions disappear. This is why the sages say, if consciousness were truly absent, you would not awaken. You would be gone. Yet every morning you return, because the self never sleeps. When you watch these three states, waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, you begin to notice a pattern. Everything that you can point to as me changes. The body changes, the mind changes, even the sense of I changes. But through all of them, one thing never changes: awareness itself. In the waking state, you are aware of the body and the world. In the dream state, you are aware of a different body and a different world. In deep sleep, you are aware of peace itself, though without duality. Thus, the only element common to all experience is consciousness, the eternal witness. The Mandukya Upanishad concludes, that which is aware in waking, that which dreams, and that which knows the peace of deep sleep, that is the self, the Atman. You are not the body, for the body changes and disappears each night. You are not the mind, for it flickers between thought and silence. You are not even the ego, for it rises and sets like the moon. You are the consciousness that illumines them all, the changeless presence that observes the dance of birth and death, pleasure and pain, waking and sleep. Yogananda called this the Atman, the birthless, deathless self, a beam of the infinite light, temporarily dreaming itself as a human being. And when you begin to identify with that unbroken awareness, rather than the fleeting experiences it witnesses, your entire life starts to shift. You no longer say, I am the one who suffers or rejoices. You say, I am the one who is aware of both. The Atman, said Paramahansa Yogananda, is birthless, deathless, ever conscious, and ever new bliss. It is the silent witness that was never born and can never die. Pure, self-luminous joy, untouched by the rise and fall of worlds. This is what the single sound of Om reveals. Om is not merely a chant or a symbol. It is the living pulse of creation. To know Om is to know everything, for within it lie the truths of all scriptures, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and every whisper of divine revelation that ever touched human consciousness. All of them point toward the same realization. Liberation is simply the transcendence of identification, to stop mistaking the body, mind, and ego for who you are, and to awaken as pure consciousness itself. This, Yogananda taught, is moksha, freedom through inner remembrance. Every ordinary word refers to something outside of itself. The word tree points to an object in the world. It is a label for form, but Om points to nothing outside. It points only inward. It is both the name and the reality, both the symbol and the substance. It is the primordial vibration, the mother tone from which all other sounds arise, the first breath of God echoing through eternity. So when you chant Om, do not do it mechanically. Let every syllable be a doorway to awareness. The sound of A, the waking state, the outer life, your body and the world. The sound of U, the dream state, the realm of the mind, imagination, and subtle experience. The sound of M, the deep sleep state where all dissolves into stillness. And the silence that follows, Turiya, the fourth. The timeless consciousness that pervades and transcends all three. If you contemplate this while chanting, Om becomes no longer a sound, but a return to your source. In that silence, after the final vibration fades, you meet the real I, the presence that was always watching. Remember, in waking, you have the body. In dreaming, you have the mind. In deep sleep, you have neither. Yet you remain. What remains through all these states is you, the unchanging consciousness, the divine observer. This truth is not abstract. It is the most practical realization there is. It is the difference between living as a passing shadow and living as the light itself. When you identify with that eternal awareness rather than the fleeting forms it illumines, peace and bliss become your natural state. Make Om your daily practice. Sit quietly, spine straight, eyes closed. Chant slowly, Om, Om, Om. Let the vibration travel through your entire being. Give equal time to each syllable, and let the final silence embrace you. Feel the meaning, not just the sound. With each repetition, you are tuning your consciousness back to its divine frequency. In time, you will discover that the sound of Om was never separate from you. It was the song your soul has been humming since the beginning of time. This is the goal of all Vedanta, to awaken and realize, I am that. If you learned something from this video, like subscribe and share this with your loved ones. Thank you for watching.